guys, it's Chelsea.
And Chris.
And Carter today. We are LBC Party of Five. And today we had a question from one of our viewers in our, what was it? It was during the Shine Bright series. If you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and do so and let us know what you think about that. But one of the questions that we received from her, I'm just going to read it off. It's from D. Hayes. I really enjoy this video. Gave me more of a push to read the Bible and find out info on my own. I do have a question though. For me and my fiance, her mother isn't supportive of our relationship, mainly because we grew up in the church together. Her mother was one of my young advisors when I was younger. I've tried to kill her with kindness, but still not working. I know that my fiance and her mother are best friends, so there is no way around it. And even though I'm okay with keeping things separate, it becomes a problem around the holidays because her mother expects her to be with her, and we have a family of our own now. What should I do? We postponed our wedding because we want a chance for her mother to come around, but what if she never does? We know this way too well. Yes.
Firsthand.
Yes.
Firsthand.
So yeah, and we wanted to do it not as a response on the Shine Bright series because we felt like this would be helpful, to talk about, to anybody. Do you want to weigh in first? Cause
my family when I came out they claimed that they were okay with me being a lesbian. That's how I came out at first. They were accepting. If I had I always had long distance relationships, so if she came over or whatever, it would be fine. But when I was serious about a relationship, i.e. Chelsea, then things got very interesting. So interesting that a week before my wedding, they were telling me to, that it was not too late, that they would rather I marry my ex. That kind of thing. So that was a little off-putting. Also, for our wedding specifically, they had RSVP'd and everybody RSVP'd, but because I had somebody in my wedding party that they didn't get along with,
they didn't approve.
They didn't approve of. I was quote unquote betraying the family, and only one family member showed up at the wedding, which I was grateful for that support. But, that's one of the things where they do the debate and switch. Yeah, I'm cool, it's fine, you be who you are. And then when reality smacks them in the face, then it's a totally different story.
And what I would add to that is it wasn't always like that. They were, like she said, they were accepting of us for, I would say, the first year of us being together until we really started getting deep into planning the wedding.
No, I'm going to say things started to crack faster than that. I'm going to say within the first month. Yes. I did a lot of damage control, but I want to say the first month, that's when the cracks really...
I'm hearing this for the first time, y'all. I mean...
Yeah, that's when the cracks really started to show.
But I would be watching wedding stuff with your mother. She wanted to plan and, go dress shopping and all that stuff.
Yeah, but we were also a supplement...
Oh, okay, got it.
You remember? So we were being used. Different video. Moving on.
There was something else that I was going to add to that though, but it was very hard to I always tried to be the bigger person when it came to that, because even though I knew how they were I was being I tried not to take it personal because I knew that it wasn't about me. It was really about the fact of their control. Their control over her was being taken away, and in their eyes it was because of me. There was certain, I don't know if you want to put all that out there, but there was certain things that she was handling, that she was taking care of, that once I came into the picture, I was like, wait a minute, we a family unit now. This is what your family is. You shouldn't be paying for shit over there. Sorry. You shouldn't be doing, you shouldn't be claiming stuff that you shouldn't be claiming on taxes where it hurts you. It was too much. It was too much. So I was in her ear telling her to pull back a little bit. And as she kept doing that, more of the, the hate, I'll say, was being put on me.
Right, and I can't blame them entirely. I have myself a lot to blame for that. I definitely was they'd be like, oh, we want to come over. This is completely off topic of the question, but...
this is giving the backstory of...
Right, but it's so extra. But they'd be like, oh, you know, we'd like to come over. And I'm like, oh, no, Chelsea's tired. You know, and I'd throw Chelsea right under the bus. Boom. And that was the wrong thing to do because she also got a lot of unnecessary hate. And I have since come clean. And I'm like, listen, I don't enjoy, you don't bring joy to me when you come to my house. Like, you don't. Like, it feels like I'm portraying something that I'm not. I didn't enjoy it. So, you know, Chelsea was the scapegoat. And that led to, you know, the falling out along with other things. Because the root issue is, bringing it all back full circle, you were cool with me being in a same-sex relationship in theory. But in reality, me becoming head of my household, then it became a problem. And they wanted to, and I think this would tie into the question too, they would try and single me out. I'd be like, oh, you know, I have the kids. I'm coming over. I'm off today. And, oh, no, you know, why don't you wait until, you know, you don't have the kids. Oh, you know, it'd be a better day if you didn't have the kids. And to watch, to sit around and watch Star Trek? Like, no, that wasn't, you didn't need me by myself for that. So they continuously tried to do that. So definitely during holidays and stuff like that, I definitely found that, I felt that pull. Like, I have to go see my family, then we have to go and see Chelsea's family. The holidays were very, very stressful.
And busy. But throughout all of that, like, there's a lot of stuff that we are leaving out because it doesn't have anything to do with this topic, but there's a lot of things that were just flat out disrespectful when it comes to her family towards me. But even despite all that, I always try to remain the bigger person because that's what I stand on. That's my faith. I'm always going to be open. My door is always going to be open. Doesn't matter. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. Doesn't matter how much you disrespect me. The only reason any other person, if you disrespected me once and you're continuously not doing anything to rectify that, then I cut you off. I have to. I can't surround myself with those type of people. However, in this instance, since it was her family, out of respect for, you know, for Chris and to try to make it as easy of a, not transition, but like as easy of an experience as possible, I would always be the one to swallow my pride and bite my tongue just to be there for her when things did come up that did involve her family. Like, for instance, one of her sister's wedding. She didn't even want to go. I was the one that pushed her. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to be the one that isn't being supportive for your sister, even though all this stuff is coming against our home. Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
but let me ask you this. Should we have went? No.
It was the right thing to do. That's
your sister. It was the right thing to do.
You're supposed to swallow all that stuff.
It was the right thing to do.
That's a life-changing event in someone's life.
We got put at the misfit table. Like,
we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that.
Just saying.
I mean, in retrospect, because we know what, even if it came to the point where it didn't matter what we did, whether we were doing it right or wrong, it was always, they always found something to pick on, be like, well, she could have been doing this different, or she could have said this, or there was always something. So we were never doing anything right in their eyes. So it was very hard, but again, just like you said when you asked the question, like, that's what we had. I had to continue to try to kill them with kindness or just not say anything at all, because the omission was better than me coming out of my face and saying what I really wanted to say. On the flip side of that, my family has always been very accepting of Chris for the most part.
Your mom.
No, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
But my family has always been very accepting of Chris, with the exception...
What happened? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? What's the matter? What are you mad?
With the exception of my mother, which I think we touched on before. She has come around. However, she was not at my wedding. And that was because I was marrying the same sex, because I was marrying a female. She didn't have really an issue. It's not like she couldn't come over my mom's house. It wasn't like that. It was not like she was being singled out and I can only be around if she wasn't there. Because I made it clear, if you want to remain in me and my kids' lives, she's part of my family. So if you can't take all of us as a package deal, then I'll see you later. I'll be back knocking on your door when you say you're ready for that. And that's basic. I had to put it down like that. And it took maybe like 2 months maybe. Mm. And then she was like slowly, okay, she was accepting that, and then she was coming around, and they have a great relationship today.
Yeah, that's the whole
it took some time, but she has a great relationship with her today. But yeah, that was hard in itself, but I had to put my foot down, and that's what I would recommend, or advice that I would give to your fiance, because you can't keep it separate.
You cannot. It's
if
not
you're
gonna
trying
work.
to move forward as a family unit, like
Right.
there has to be some kind of boundaries drawn where, obviously, both people would have to feel comfortable, but that's something that y'all would have to work out with each other, because it shouldn't be just because you're, in a same-sex relationship that she can accept the daughter, but she can't accept you. Like,
That doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't work. It just
Right.
doesn't work.
If you continuously keep it separate, the relationship is going to be separate, and you're going to have problems.
Because I'm sure you're already in your feelings and you're doing all that you feel like you can do to, just try to remain kind and trying to remain,
Right.
Cordial and respectful and everything. But
there comes a time where you have to.
Enough is enough, and it sucks. But your fiance is gonna be the one caught in the middle,
Right.
and feeling like she needs to choose. I wouldn't say to do that. I wouldn't, because I never did that with her.
She never encouraged me to make the choice, but I had to make the choice. Are these people bringing joy to my life? Are they contributing to my happiness in my life? Are they creating any kind of, constructive criticism? I couldn't even get that. So no, you bring no value, you bring nothing to the table, so you have to go.
But the door is always open. Like, even though you're not...
She's answering the door. She's answering the door.
Maybe it's just me, but I always feel like God can always do something to change somebody's heart and, turn their view around. So that's why I'm saying that it's always open.
They have 2 more years and then they off the credit report.
With this damn credit report.
2 years and then they off the credit report. Paid in full. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope that answered your question. That was a little long-winded.
Sure was. We went down a road I didn't think we were going through.
But I hope it was helpful. If it wasn't, if you have a follow-up question, feel free to please just leave it in the comments or email us. We'll do our best to let you know how we would respond to that or what advice we would give for that. But we definitely understand where you're at, but just know that get better, at least in our instance.
Right.
On my side of the family, it has gotten better. With
time will help, but separate does not equal anything positive.
It does not.
Yeah, it doesn't. But all right, guys, that's us on our soapbox.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Say
bye.
Bye, Carter. Say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
She's like, dude.
See you guys.